Namaskar and welcome. You're watching News Night, the last edition of a prime-time show in the year 2020. And as we usher in the year 2021, with a lot of hope and optimism, remember the year 2020 draws to close with a decisive, very assuring and a very strong message coming from our Prime Minister that India has emerged as the nerve center of the global health. And the mantra for 2021, Dawai bhi aur kadai bhi, like caution bhi, vaccine and vigilance. This is what it boils down to. Basically, as we gear up for the vaccine for the forthcoming year, we as a nation need to exercise a lot of caution as well. And that's going to be a talking point tonight on News Night. I'm Sakal Bhatt, and here are the headlines that we are tracking for you at this hour. Prime Minister gives a mantra of Dawai bhi, Kadhai bhi against COVID-19, says if 2020 was the year of health challenges, 2021 is going to become the year of health solutions. Salutes the warriors who lost their lives in the war against pandemic. Prime Minister lays foundation stone of AIIMS Rajkot through a video conference, says AIIMS Rajkot to boost health infrastructure and provide employment opportunities in Gujarat. Centre gears up for rollout of COVID-19 vaccine across the country. Dry run in all states and union territories from 2nd of January. Dry run also includes management of vaccine supply, storage, logistics, including cold chain management. CBSE Class 10th and 12th board exams to begin from 4th of May. Exams to conclude by June 10, 2021. Results to be out by July 15. Ministry of Road Transport and Highways extend FASTag deadline till February 15, 2021. Mandates fitment of FASTag with effect from 1st January 2021. On weather front, Delhi and NCR shivers with minimum temperatures of 3.3 degrees Celsius. Cold wave conditions intensify due to snowfall in the hills. Winter peaks in many parts of the country, including Punjab, Haryana, Rajasthan. Met Department says fresh western disturbances may impact western Himalayan belt. Light rains or snowfall predicted around 3rd of January. Restrictions in place in many cities for New Year celebrations amid COVID-19 pandemic. Several states including Delhi, Maharashtra, Karnataka, Orissa among other tightens guidelines. Ban on public gatherings at public places in Delhi. Night curfew imposed in many places. New Zealand and Australia welcome 2021 with limited restrictions. Few hours left in India and other countries to mark the onset of the year 2021. President Ramnath Kovind extends greetings on eve of New Year, urges countrymen to work together towards creating an inclusive society instilled with a spirit of love and compassion. And now for the top story in detail. Prime Minister Narendra Modi's last address of 2020 at the foundation-laying ceremony of AIIMS Rajkot was replete with inspiration as well as hope. Not only did he give a new mantra of Dawai bhi and Kadhai bhi, he also described the 2021 as a year of health solutions. Prime Minister said that as the diseases are becoming globalized, it is time for coordinated global response for global health solutions. India is emerging as a nerve center of global health. In 2021, this role needs to be further consolidated.
2020 हेल्थ चैलेंजेस का साल था। 2021 हेल्थ सॉल्यूशंस का साल होने वाला है। पहले मैं कहता था दवाई नहीं तो ढिलाई, लेकिन अब मैं फिर से कह रहा हूं दवाई भी और कड़ाई भी। कड़ाई भी बरतनी है और दवाई भी लेनी। दवाई आ गई तो सब छूट मिल गई, ये भ्रम में मत रहना।
A new mantra to usher in the new year. Prime Minister's message on New Year's Eve was crystal clear. As India prepares for the world's largest vaccination drive, now is not the time to let down our guard. The battle against coronavirus pandemic remains to be won, and even the slightest let-up on our part can prove to be a major setback. The way India came together to put in action the "Jab tak dawai nahi, tab tak dhilai nahi" mantra is an example quoted across the world, and it is because of this that India has fared much better in the battle against the pandemic.
भारत ने एकजुटता के साथ जिस प्रकार समय पर प्रभावी कदम उठाए, उसी का परिणाम है कि आज हम बहुत बेहतर स्थिति में हैं.
Prime Minister said, if 2020 was the year of health challenges, 2021 is going to be the year of health solutions. He said, in India, all necessary preparations for producing, distributing and vaccine drive are going on. He said, efforts are in the final stages for making vaccines that are made in India reach every nook and corner of both India and the world.
वैक्सीन को लेकर भारत में हर जरूरी तैयारियां चल रही है. भारत में बनी वैक्सीन तेजी से हर जरूरी वर्ग तक पहुंचे, इसके लिए कोशिशें अंतिम चरणों में हैं.
Prime Minister saluted the efforts of millions of doctors, health workers, scavengers and other frontline corona warriors who have consistently put their lives at stake to protect humanity. He lauded the efforts of scientists and all those who provided food to the poor in this difficult period with full dedication.
इतनी बड़ी आपदा, लेकिन ये समाज की सामूहिक संगठित ताकत, समाज का सेवा भाव, समाज की संवेदनशीलता, उसी का नतीजा है कि देशवासियों ने किसी गरीब को भी इस कठिनाई भरे दिनों में रात को भूखा सोने नहीं दिया.
Amidst the warlike preparations for vaccination drive against coronavirus, Prime Minister urged citizens of the country to be careful about rumors and as responsible citizens refrain from forwarding messages on social media without checking.
अफवाहों के बाजार गर्म न होने दें. हम भी सोशल मीडिया पे कुछ भी देखा बिना फॉरवर्ड न करें. हम भी एक जिम्मेवार नागरिक के रूप में आने वाले दिनों में देश के अंदर स्वास्थ्य का जो अभियान चलेगा, हम सब अपनी तरफ से योगदान दें.
PM said, in 2021, the world will move towards health solutions with better awareness. Prime Minister stressed, India will play a major role in the health solutions as it played in the meeting of challenges of 2020.
हमने सिर्फ और सिर्फ मानवता को केंद्र में रखा, मानवता की सेवा की. आज भारत के पास क्षमता भी है और सेवा की भावना भी है. इसलिए भारत ग्लोबल हेल्थ का नर्व सेंटर बनकर उभरा है.
As 2020 closes, international media has lauded Prime Minister Modi's leadership in tackling the pandemic. In an article titled "COVID-19 was consuming India until nearly everyone started wearing masks," Wall Street Journal has reported one of the main reasons for the decline in cases is that the country has managed to encourage and enforce almost universal acceptance of masks without much debate. Eric Belmont writes, from the moment the pandemic landed in this South Asian nation, politicians, health experts have been united about the importance of masks, including Prime Minister Modi. PM Modi called an address to the nation in June just to talk about the importance of wearing masks and staying vigilant on the other coronavirus fighting basics, such as washing hands. In his regular radio addresses in July, he outlined the importance of wearing masks.
अब मंत्र रहेगा हमारा 2021 का, दवाई भी और कड़ाई भी.
Clearly, Prime Minister Modi has led by example in the battle against COVID-19 and has motivated people across the country to follow his lead. Arun Sharma's report, DD India.
So the message of Prime Minister that vaccine and precautions go hand in hand in 2021. And Prime Minister Narendra Modi also laid the foundation stone of AIIMS at Rajkot. AIIMS Rajkot will boost health infrastructure, medical education and provide employment opportunities in Gujarat. Prime Minister said before 2014, different aspects of health sector worked in different directions and approaches. He said that after 2014, the health sector has worked holistically with an emphasis on preventive care. Here are the 5 big takeaways from his address.
एम्स राजकोट गुजरात के हेल्थ नेटवर्क को और सशक्त करेगा, मजबूत करेगा। अब गंभीर से गंभीर बीमारियों के लिए राजकोट में ही आधुनिक सुविधा उपलब्ध हो रही है। इलाज और शिक्षा के अलावा इससे रोजगार के भी अनेक अवसर तैयार होंगे। नए अस्पताल में काम करने वाले लगभग 5,000 सीधे रोजगार उपलब्ध होंगे। बीते 6 सालों में 10 नए एम्स बनाने पर काम शुरू कर चुके हैं, जिनमें से कई आज पूरी तरह से काम शुरू कर चुके हैं। एम्स के साथ साथ देश में 20 एम्स जैसे ही सुपर स्पेशलिटी हॉस्पिटल्स का निर्माण भी किया जा रहा है। साल 2014 से पहले हमारा हेल्थ सेक्टर अलग अलग दिशा में अलग अलग अप्रोच के साथ काम कर रहा था। प्राइमरी हेल्थ केयर का अपना सिस्टम था। गांवों में सुविधाएं न के बराबर थी। हमने हेल्थ सेक्टर में होलिस्टिक तरीके से काम करना शुरू किया। हमने जहां एक तरफ प्रिवेंटिव केयर पर बल दिया, वहीं इलाज की आधुनिक सुविधाओं को भी प्राथमिकता दी। आयुष्मान भारत योजना के तहत 1.5 लाख हेल्थ एंड वेलनेस सेंटर बनाने के लिए काम तेजी से चल रहा है। अभी तक इनमें से 50,000 सेंटर सेवा देना शुरू भी कर चुके हैं। लगभग 5,000 गुजरात में ही हैं। इस योजना से अब तक देश के करीब 1.5 करोड़ गरीबों को 5 लाख रुपए तक का मुफ्त इलाज मिला है। देश में लगभग 7,000 जन औषधि केंद्र गरीबों को बहुत ही कम कीमत पर दवाइयां उपलब्ध करा रहे हैं। इन जन औषधि केंद्रों पर दवाइयां करीब करीब 90% तक सस्ती होती हैं। यानी 100 रुपए की दवाई 10 रुपए में मिलती है। 3.5 लाख से ज्यादा गरीब मरीज हर रोज इन जन औषधि केंद्रों का लाभ ले रहे हैं।
Moving on, the central government has asked all states and union territories to ensure effective preparedness for the vaccine rollout, and dry runs are scheduled to begin on 2nd of January 2021. Here's a detailed report, all that you need to know about the implementation of vaccine rollout, strategy and much more. The Health Ministry has issued orders for the vaccine dry runs to be conducted by all states and union territory governments on 2nd January 2021. The activity is proposed to be conducted in all state capitals in at least 3 session sites. Some states will also include districts that are situated in difficult terrain, have poor logistical support. Maharashtra and Kerala are likely to schedule the dry run in major cities other than their capital, with the objective of gearing up for the rollout of COVID-19 vaccines across the country. The central government has asked all states and union territories to ensure effective preparedness for the vaccine rollout. Union Health Secretary Rajesh Bhushan today chaired a high-level meeting to review the preparedness at session sites for COVID-19 vaccination. The Health Ministry has decided the dry run will be conducted by all the state and union territory governments on 2nd of January. The activity is proposed to be conducted in all state capitals in at least 3 session sites. Some states will also include districts that are situated in difficult terrain or have poor logistical support. Maharashtra and Kerala are likely to schedule the dry runs in major cities other than their capital. The objective of the dry run for COVID-19 vaccine introduction is to assess operational feasibility in the use of COVID application in field environment, to test the linkages between planning and implementation, and to identify the challenges and guide way forward prior to actual implementation. The planning for the vaccine introduction will be as per the operational guidelines issued by the Ministry on 20 December 2020. For each of 3 session sites, the concerned medical officer in charge will identify 25 test beneficiaries or the healthcare workers. The states or union territories have also been asked to ensure that the data of these beneficiaries is uploaded in CoWIN. Around 96,000 vaccinators have been trained for this purpose. 2,360 participants have been trained in national training centers, and over 57,000 participants are trained in district level training in 719 districts. The first round of the dry run was conducted in Andhra Pradesh, Assam, Gujarat, Punjab on 28 and 29th of December in 2 districts each, where 5 session sites with 25 beneficiaries each were identified. No major issues were observed in the operational aspects during this dry run. All states expressed confidence in the operational guidelines and IT platform for large-scale program implementation.
Clinical trials also crossed more than 26,000 members. The phase 3 is successful almost. So hence, we need to introduce to the common people by the month of January. Hence the government, ICMR, DCGI and other our Indian government agencies are looking forward to evaluate the vaccine's accessibility.
I think there is a sufficient enthusiasm now amongst all the healthcare workers and scientists that we can do it. We should trust the scientists. There is a body of scientists which is looking at all the data. So when the vaccine goes for approval to the drug controller has a subject expert committee which looks very closely at the data.
As the year 2020 draws close, Prime Minister Narendra Modi has assured the nation that 2021 rings in with optimism vis-a-vis cure for COVID-19, along with preparations in final stages ahead of rollout of COVID-19 vaccination drive in India. News Night Desk, DD India. And in Focus tonight, we talk about the New Year Mantra 2021. We're going to talk about as we march and forge ahead in New Year 2021, but we have to be optimistic and exercise a lot of caution. Optimism with caution is what we're going to talk about, and to do so, Dr. Raman R. Gangakhetkar is with us right now. Remember, he had become the face of the ICMR during all those government briefings at the onset of COVID-19, and now he's the National Chair at ICMR of prestigious Dr. C.G. Pant, National Chair at ICMR. Thank you so much, Dr. Gangakhetkar. I mean, you've been the face to reckon with the very onset of COVID-19 in March, and now we've traveled so far. These months have been extremely tough. Dr. Gangakhetkar, what we would want to know from you, have we left the worst behind as we march ahead in 2021?
I think we have done perhaps the best possible way. If I reflect on our past, we were underprepared for handling the whole thing because we didn't have so much of production of PPEs. Neither did we have disinfectants in such large numbers, nor did we have ventilators, nor did we have so many ICU beds. Everything we could manage to push all together, mainly because of the successful lockdown that we had. And this lockdown was extremely useful because it prolonged the onset of this particular outbreak by almost 4 to 5 months. And today, if you look at rest of the world, I think we are fairly in a good position. It's only first wave that is declining, and we have already prepared ourselves very strongly towards vaccination rollout, which essentially would mean that the second wave can be prevented not only by continuing this COVID appropriate behaviors, but also the vaccines will be another weapon that we will have at our hand.
So are we looking at a second wave but not very severe? You used the word second wave, sir. we don't have to be complacent, we do understand, but we started with those 6 cases with UK strain and the number jumped to 20 and now I think it's 25, 26. But then we are extremely careful, there's a lot of caution and most importantly, we're looking at a vaccine and we already have a robust mechanism to deal with the situation. Specifically about this new strain.
Yeah, this new strain has arisen. It is possible that we may be having more than what we have heard because this strain was first reported in UK sometime in September. But these mere numbers have at least not expressed in increase of outbreaks if we believe that it was there in the past. So perhaps it's something which is a new phenomena. But what is good about this is at least the part that it doesn't lead to development of severe disease. It doesn't lead to increasing reinfection rates among people. And what is most important is it is unlikely to impact the vaccines as such because we have a complete spike protein gene that is encoded in these particular vaccines. So vaccines will also prove useful. It doesn't affect the preventive measures that we are adopting because those same COVID appropriate behavior can also prevent this particular infection. So it is up to us. Government is doing its best. It is up to the citizens to stand up, take the responsibility and try and ensure that not only you, but people surrounding you ensure that COVID appropriate behavior are followed. People around you also ensure that they would be willing to take vaccines and
are we looking at yes, I'm sorry I'm interrupting you here.
May perhaps come out from different media sources. If we do that, I think we would have done a great job in tackling this particular outbreak well.
Yes. So Dr. Sir, the question comes, are we recalibrating our approach now? Maybe a few weeks ago we thought that the worst is over. We're dealing with COVID-19. The mortality rate has come down. The recovery rate is going up, and the way the recovery rate has gone up, it's been very consistent, very persistent. The numbers have really improved in the last 3 months. So there was a sense that okay, fine, now the situation is pretty much under control. But now with the onset of this new variant, amidst these news that are coming in from UK and now the travel restrictions that are put in place, have we recalibrated our approach for next year? Would you say that the first half of the next year is equally crucial? We cannot afford to be complacent.
I would say one thing. What is most important for us to recognize, it's not only first half. Perhaps we will have to get used to these COVID appropriate behaviors for a very long period of time, whether we receive vaccine or we don't receive vaccine. Every one of us must understand that, when we say there is 90% chance, assuming that it is 90% protective efficacy, we do not know who falls in that 10% category. So each one of us will have to be cautious. We do not know how long the protection will last when you give vaccines, because we are trying to ensure that vaccines are rolled out earlier to prevent this outbreak, since it's a rapidly spreading outbreak. So essentially we will have to assume that I am vulnerable to acquire this infection if my protection has gone down. What is also important for us is newer variants may come, but currently, at least as we understand, these new variants are not going to pose the challenge to the vaccines that we are using. So we don't want newer variants to develop within, because the more number of bodies or the human beings that it infects, you will find each one of us will exert a different immune pressure, and then new variant can always arise. So we need to ensure that the transmission rates come down dramatically through our own COVID appropriate behavior. And what is most important for us to understand, so far we did not pay attention to the basic hygiene related issues, but the COVID appropriate behaviors will also ensure that we will reduce the incidence of respiratory infections, we will reduce the incidence of diarrheal diseases, we will also ensure that if these diseases go down, perhaps the proportion of people who were taking leaves because of sicknesses, that will go down, which essentially will improve even the rates of sickness absenteeism and industrial productivity. So in all, I see that COVID appropriate behaviors will have to continue for a long period of time,
Okay.
until the time not only India but the countries from where people come to India also start saying that we didn't have a new outbreak of this COVID as such. Until then, we will have to continue to rely on COVID appropriate behavior, use vaccine as one of those interventions which is not only going to be superior in terms of its ability to protect, but also one that will give you some mental frame where fear may not be there, but we need to be cautious. So don't panic, but be cautious.
Okay, that's the key word, Dr. Ganga Khedkar. Don't panic, but be cautious. If you could also a little bit elaborate about the downstream mechanism as far as now this vaccine rollout is concerned. There's government has done a couple of briefings, very comprehensive presentations on that. But for a layman to and there are already a lot of myths associated with it. The age group that would be accorded top priority and all of that. Dr. Ganga Khedkar, you're also part of the apex body, which is actually helming these policy researches, etc. What would you like to tell our viewers on those lines? Roll out vaccine.
No, like I keep on saying, we should be proud of our healthcare infrastructure's depth. It goes right up to villages. We should be proud that we have one of the best childhood immunization program, which has so many beneficiaries all around, that it's something which gives us an edge in terms of scaling up vaccination, which may be even adult vaccination as we are seeing in COVID vaccine program. Now, what would essentially happen, we have the infrastructure not only to roll out those vaccines, which we have been doing consistently. The newer vaccines that are going to come are not going to be very much different, except that their target population will be slightly different. So everything is being done by the government. They have already asked the state governments to enlist those who fall in those first 30 crore people who have been prioritized. Their lists are being ready. Now, in these circumstances, one fear that people may have is, are these adults going to accept this vaccine? I think all of us need to understand one thing, that there is a lot of vaccine eagerness. There may be misinformations which may try to impact us, but all of us have to understand one thing, that side effects, by and large, which are serious, tend to be seen in the trial process within first 2 months.
Would you like to
itself.
talk about these
and
side
therefore,
effects,
to
sir?
suspect that we may miss and we may be victim of some kind of side effect is not a prudent approach. So people have to come forward, not only for taking these vaccines, but ensuring that they spread the word. The more the number will get will get vaccination quickly, you will find we will be able to impact this particular outbreak dramatically. All of us need to stand strong, use helpline to say whether the information that is floating around in social media or whatever
right.
they read,
Just to
whether it
dispel
is
those
correct,
myths.
and if it is only correct, then forward it. Please don't forward any information that comes to you unnecessarily without checking the authenticity of the same, so that the community participates in the whole process of scaling up this operation. If government and responsible citizens come together, we will see the end of this outbreak very quickly.
Very soon. Now, I was wanting to ask you, sir, you mentioned multiple times myths and misgivings about the side effects. Would you like to elaborate on it? Because we'll see the way such false reports, fake news, misgivings, myths, they escalate via social media. So, the do's and don'ts about vaccine.
Yeah, there are some things which I must tell. Not everything is a misconception. Some of the side effects that you will be hearing are more important to my mind, because we should not be worried about serious side effects, because they could have been captured. Today in the world, perhaps more than 50 lakh people have already received vaccines, and Of them, if you hear one or two patients developing some kind of major side effect, and that is also recoverable, it's not a permanent side effect that we have seen so far. The frequency is so low, so we don't need to worry about it. But certain side effects, every vaccine recipient must know that when you take the vaccine, adults are not used to taking vaccine. The moment you take the vaccine, you will find for a day, some of us, close to about 10% of the people, may develop some kind of pain at injection site. Some of them will develop fatigue. Some of them will develop fever. But this is a 2-dose vaccine. So there could be a tendency among us that this vaccine is producing some side effect. I won't take the second dose of the vaccine. Please do not do that. These are expected. These are minimal side effects. It also shows that your body is reacting against this particular vaccine, and therefore you are getting these minor side effects. And if they have occurred, these are going to last only for 24 hours or 48 hours. These can be reduced to a larger extent. So that one piece of information must spread across in the community. Second fear people have, could there be unknown severe effect that might occur to me? You must remember one thing, that the government is geared up to a tune that it is not only ensuring that every person who receives this vaccine will be there in the center for close to about half an hour, so that if there is anything that is happening, he will be under observation and he can be supported. So far, we must remember, no major side effects have been reported of this kind where these interventions would actually be required. You look at the government's other preparation, that we do not want that the vaccine eagerness should lead to people standing in queue and they want the vaccine to be urgently provided to them. That would reduce the safe distance, and the result is those sites should not lead to a place from where super spreading events could actually start off. Therefore, government is saying we will only give 100 people this vaccine in a given day, so that they can ensure that all the COVID appropriate behavior would be followed by everybody. So if you ask me, government is taking the right kind of steps.
Yes.
Now it is up to us. No, we have to understand that we can't wait too long to receive the vaccine, because the spread of this infection is so rapid.
Yes.
We have to ensure that we take the vaccine. It's not only we as in India, but you have to remember that until the time the more than 70% of the people across the world receive this vaccine, we cannot forget about COVID appropriate behavior because of the large mobility that tends to exist today in the world. You will find somebody coming from some other country may suddenly start spreading this particular virus, and that can pose a major challenge. So we will have to respect these COVID appropriate behaviors, follow them throughout. Don't get worried about vaccine. Vaccine doesn't mean that you don't need to follow.
So vaccine doesn't mean that you have to be less vigilant or put your guard down.
That the major risk factor will be reduced to the largest possible extent, and we will not have fear in our mind whether I will acquire this COVID-19 when I walk out.
Dr. Ganga Khedkar, it's such an honor and pleasure to actually have you with us on this show, the Year-Ender Show. What would be your message, sir, to the viewers of national broadcaster Doordarshan? I started by asking you, have we left the worst behind us? But there's already so much of talk going on about the new mutant. But then, well, we are much ahead of the curve in the sense that we already have a robust infrastructure to deal with the situation, plus the vaccine. Your message, please.
I think one thing, be realistic in your expectations. The change that COVID has brought in terms of using COVID appropriate behavior can also be a very positive thing. Now, please remember that that's likely to keep you healthy, closer to your own family. You would have changed priorities in terms of how you want to lead the life. Perhaps you will lead a very satisfied life, but please take care. Don't lose the precautions that you are expected to take. Please follow them, whether you are vaccinated or not vaccinated. I'm sure India will be one of those countries where if we all support the government, we will be able to conquer this problem far more quickly than we can imagine.
So the key words here, Dr. Ganga Khedkar: optimism, a lot of hope, but with caution and vigilance. We don't have to let our guards down. Thank you very much, sir, for talking to us on Newsnight on this edition. Thank you very, very much. And from the entire family of Doordarshan, here's wishing you a very happy New Year. Now let's move on and get you an update on COVID-19 from across the country. India has crossed a significant milestone in its fight against COVID. Let's take a look at these numbers. National recovery rate has crossed 96%, one of the highest globally. Exponential rise in the recoveries has led to the improvement in recovery rate. Total recovered cases have crossed 98.6 lakh, the highest globally. Gap between active and recovered cases is continuously increasing and stands at 96 lakh 2,624. In another development or achievement, the active cases have drastically declined to 2.57 lakh. The total positive cases in the country are 2,57,656, and now the samples now comprise merely 2.51% of the total cases. President Ramnath Kovind has sent his greetings to all fellow citizens on the eve of New Year 2021. In a message, the President said, and I quote, "On the occasion of New Year, I extend my heartiest greetings and best wishes to all our fellow citizens living in India and abroad. Every New Year provides an opportunity to make a new beginning and emphasizes our resolve for individual and collective development. This difficult time arising out of COVID-19 situation is a time for all of us to move forward unitedly. This is also the time to strengthen the cultural values that reinforce our belief of unity in diversity. On the eve of New Year 2021, let us work together towards creating an inclusive society instilled with the spirit of love, compassion, forbearance that promotes peace and goodwill. May all of you remain safe and healthy and move forward with renewed energy to achieve the common goal of our nation's progress." Also, Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu has wished the people on the eve of New Year 2021. In his message, he said, and I quote, "Best wishes to all our citizens as we step into New Year 2021. It is an occasion that reinforces our spirit of optimism, of hope and bonhomie. Let us welcome the New Year with this spirit of hope as we bid goodbye to a year that has taught us many life lessons through one of the most disruptive pandemics in recent memory. Let us fervently hope that we shall overcome the challenges with grit, confidence, solidarity and resilience. Let 2021 usher in a more healthy, happy and harmonious planet than last year. Let us enter the new year with renewed commitment and hope to fight and defeat this pandemic. With vaccine likely to be available anytime soon, let us welcome 2021 with new enthusiasm and positivity." Well, Centre has advised SOPs to keep large gatherings to a bare minimum in the wake of highly infectious UK strain of the coronavirus. The New Year's welcome is all this time but a quiet affair. This is how the New Year Ender celebrations look like across the country.
New Year's Eve is sure to be a muted affair, just like the entire year has been. The threat of super spreader events has forced many state governments to put restrictions on celebrations. Several restrictions, including prohibiting gathering of more than 5 people on the New Year's Eve, has been imposed. The welcome to 2021 will be as subdued as other festivals have been in 2020, with the centre advising SOPs to keep large gatherings to a minimum as the highly infectious UK strain of coronavirus has surfaced in the country. New Year's welcome is all but a quiet affair. Public gatherings from 11 PM to 6 AM has been banned, so if you are in Delhi, think before stepping out of home between these times.
31 दिसंबर 2020 को और 1 जनवरी 2021 को 11 बजे तक नॉर्मल जो कोविड गाइडलाइंस के चलते गैदरिंग्स परमिटेड हैं वो परमिटेड रहेंगी। 11 बजे के बाद 31 दिसंबर 2020 और 1 जनवरी 2021 को अगले दिन के सुबह 6 बजे तक जो गैदरिंग्स हैं वो परमिटेड नहीं हैं किसी भी पब्लिक प्लेस में, जैसे कि इंडिया गेट या कनॉट प्लेस। इस तरह से सिर्फ लाइसेंस प्रेमिसेस को एग्जेम्प्ट किया गया है। लाइसेंस प्रेमिसेस भी कोविड प्रोटोकॉल के चलते अपने सोशल डिस्टेंसिंग रखते हुए, जैसे मास्क पहनना, कोविड प्रोटोकॉल जो बाकी हैं उनको फॉलो करते हुए और हाफ द सीटिंग कैपेसिटी पे ऑपरेट कर सकते हैं।
Rajiv Chowk has been declared a no vehicle zone after 8 PM. DMRC has also decided that exit from Rajiv Chowk metro station will not be allowed after 9 p.m. Mumbai will deploy drones to monitor night curfew with similar hours. As in Delhi, large gatherings are banned while use of face masks and social distancing will be mandatory.
कि आप लोग चौपाटी, बगीचा, फैमिली घूमना ये सब आज का और कल का दिन नहीं करना है, क्योंकि कोरोना का संकट कम हुआ है लेकिन ख़त्म नहीं हुआ है। हर एक पाश्चात्य देश जो हम कंट्री देखते उसमें ये कोरोना का थैमान अभी भी जारी है। तो मुझे लगता है जो महानगर पालिका, महाराष्ट्र राज्य सरकार और पुलिस जो अपने को सूचना दे रही है वो पूरा का पूरा सूचना का पालन कर रहा है।
In Bengaluru, prohibitory orders banning large gatherings were imposed from noon on Thursday, while Section 144 was imposed from 6 p.m. in Bengaluru. Parties, special events at clubs, pubs, restaurants were also banned. The Kerala government issued an order prohibiting all public gatherings during New Year celebrations. However, Puducherry permitted celebrations on beaches with regular rules. In Goa, the state government has not taken any decision to impose night curfew in the coastal state. Regardless of the steps the government takes, the onus lies with us, the citizens, to follow COVID protocols while ushering in 2021. So, be responsible, wear mask, maintain social distancing, maintain hand hygiene. That's the only way to overcome the COVID challenge 2021. News Night Desk, DD India.
In other news, CBSE has decided to conduct Class 10th and Class 12th board exams from May 4th. The exams will conclude by June 10th, 2021. Results will be out by July 15th. Announcing the date, Union Education Minister Ramesh Pokhriyal said that the nation has shifted to online classrooms overnight amid the pandemic with the help of teachers. He also said that One Class, One Channel was launched by DTH Services to help those students who do not have access to internet and smartphones. He also thanked the students for their constant support and cooperation.
10वीं और 12वीं की जो बोर्ड की परीक्षा है वो बोर्ड की परीक्षा 4 मई से प्रारंभ हो जाएगी और 4 मई से प्रारंभ होने वाली ये बोर्ड की परीक्षा हमको भरोसा है कि हम 10 जून तक इसको पूरा कर सकेंगे और परिणामों को घोषणा 15 जुलाई तक कर देनी चाहिए। प्रैक्टिकल की जो परीक्षाएं हैं वो आपकी 1 मार्च से शुरू हो जाएंगी। मेरी शुभकामना आप पूरी ताकत के साथ और बहुत आत्मबल के साथ बिना किसी तनाव के आप परीक्षा की तैयारी में जुटे।
Prime Minister Narendra Modi will lay foundation stone of lighthouse projects under Global Housing Technology Challenge India across 6 states. Prime Minister will also announce winners under Affordable Sustainable Housing Accelerators India and give out annual awards for excellence in implementation of Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana Urban Mission. Prime Minister will also be releasing a certificate course on innovative construction technologies named Navarithi. Take a look at this report.
Six cities across 6 states. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will lay the foundation stone of lighthouse projects under Global Housing Technology Challenge India in these cities on Friday. So what exactly is this all about? The lighthouse projects showcase the best of new age alternate global technologies, materials and processes in the construction sector for the first time in the country. They are being constructed under GHTC India, which envisages providing an ecosystem for adoption of innovative technologies in the housing construction sector in a holistic manner. The LHPs are being constructed at Indore in Madhya Pradesh, Rajkot in Gujarat, Chennai in Tamil Nadu, Ranchi in Jharkhand, Agartala in Tripura and Lucknow in Uttar Pradesh. They comprise about 1,000 houses at each location along with allied infrastructure facilities. These projects will demonstrate and deliver ready-to-live houses within 12 months as compared to conventional brick and mortar construction and will be more economical, sustainable, of high quality and durability.
Why I am calling it lighthouse project? Because they are like live laboratories where we would like to associate students of engineering, architecture and planning, members of faculty from the public as well as private colleges and the universities, various practitioners in the public sector as well as in the private sector, and the policymakers. They could visit that. We are going to webcast different things at different point of time so that this can become a big learning and this can also become part of our curriculum.
Prime Minister will also announce winners under Affordable Sustainable Housing Accelerators India or ASHA India and give out annual awards for excellence in implementation of Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana Urban Mission. Among the awardees for excellence in implementation of Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana Urban is Mukkam municipality in Kozhikode district of Kerala, which has been selected for presenting novel and unique models of implementing the PMAY. The Green Channel facility, introduced for smooth coordination between central and state governments and the municipality, has become the salient feature of the scheme implementation in Mukkam. From using cheap cement blocks to installation of biogas plants, several unique features have been implemented here.
The notable feature of Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana implementation here is the excellent coordination in implementing all the schemes for the welfare of beneficiaries. For example, the biogas plant was provided at Rs 1500 under the Swachh Bharat Abhiyan. Cement blocks were made at a cost of Rs 10 each per block using the Employment Guarantee Scheme. The unemployed were given employment utilizing the possibilities of National Urban Livelihood Mission. Thus, the Mukkam municipality could convert the scheme into a very attractive project. We will attain 100% target within 2 to 3 months.
The actual cost of the biogas plant is 15,000 rupees, but the Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana beneficiaries are given the plant at 1,500 rupees. That's how the municipality helped beneficiaries with all the necessary facilities.
I got a house near a road. I am happy that I don't have to cross water-logged areas to reach home. Earlier, my family also was living with my parents, brothers and grandparents. Now I have my own house.
Prime Minister will release a certificate course on innovative construction technologies named Navarithi, that is new, affordable, validated research innovation technologies for Indian housing, and a compendium of 54 innovative housing construction technologies identified through GHTC India. On the first day of the new year, India will see a new chapter added in the Housing for All promise of Prime Minister Narendra Modi. With inputs from Mukesh Shukla, Bureau Report, DD India.
In other news, Ministry of Road Transport and Highways has extended the deadline for 100% collection of toll charges on National Highway Network through FASTag till 15 February 2021. At hybrid lanes of toll plazas on national highways, toll fee payment can be made through FASTag as well as in cash mode till 15th of Feb 2021. Moreover, in FASTag lanes of the fee plazas, payment of fees will continue to be through FASTag only. Ministry of Road Transport and Highways has mandated fitment of FASTag with effect from 1st of January 2021. However, commuters can choose to pay toll fee by cash as hybrid lanes will be operational till 15th of February 2021. And now let's take a look at the weather conditions. Cold wave conditions continue to prevail in the northern states of the country. We have this report. As we herald in the new year, a question on everyone's mind. What will the weather be like as 2021 begins? The Met Department says that fresh western disturbances will impact western Himalayan belt as well as the adjoining areas. So the cold wave will continue in North India as the new year sets in. With these changes in weather, light rains or snowfall is predicted around 3rd of January. This spell is likely to last till 6th of January.
अभी जो वेस्टर्न डिस्टर्बेंस हम बात कर रहे हैं जो 4-5 को आ रहा है वो बहुत एक्टिव है, काफ़ी इंटेंस है। दिल्ली में और राजस्थान में और उत्तर प्रदेश में, पश्चिम उत्तर प्रदेश, नोएडा, मेरठ, ये सब जो है, और पंजाब हरियाणा जो सबसे ज़्यादा एक्टिविटी है वो 4-5 को है। ओले भी गिर सकता है 4-5 को।
Because of southeasterly winds, northeastern regions and mid-plains will experience temperatures between 3 to 5 degrees Celsius. Over the next 48 hours, cold wave conditions will sweep over Himachal Pradesh, Punjab, Haryana, Chandigarh, UP, Rajasthan, Western MP and Delhi.
दिल्ली और सारा उत्तर भारत में 2 तारीख को कोल्ड वेव नहीं रहेगा। So कोल्ड वेव, कोल्ड डे जो है आज और कल रहेगा।
Met Department predicts dense or very dense fog in some pockets over Punjab, Haryana, Chandigarh, Delhi and UP, and dense foggy conditions in isolated pockets over Bihar, Assam, Meghalaya, Nagaland, Manipur, Mizoram and Tripura over the next 2 days. Uttarakhand, West Madhya Pradesh will experience dense or very dense fog in some pockets over the next 24 hours. So stay warm and drive safe as you usher in the new year. Bureau Report, DD India. And now news from across the country in our National Wrap segment.
Centre has granted an extension of 3 months to defence forces to buy weapons systems under the emergency requirements to enhance war preparedness of 3 services. The 3 services were granted emergency powers to buy or lease any weapon system of their choice around the mid of 2020 after Chinese transgression in the Ladakh sector. The Indian Railway has revamped and upgraded its e-ticketing website www.irct.co.in and IRCT Rail Connect mobile app, which are used for booking of railway tickets online. The upgraded e-ticketing website and app, offering best-in-class features, has been launched by Railway Minister Piyush Goyal on Thursday. Punjab gangster Sukhmit Pal Singh, alias Sukh Bhikariwala, who is also the mastermind of Saurya Chakra awardee Balwinder Singh Sandhu's killing at Bhikwindi near Taran on October 16, has been arrested from Delhi airport. Bhikariwala, who has been traced to Dubai since December 8, was arrested upon his arrival at the airport by the Special Cell Police of the National Capital on Thursday morning. Jammu Kashmir DGP Dilbagh Singh says that the number of terrorist activities significantly declined in the Union Territory this year. The Jammu and Kashmir DGP said that there has been a downgrade trend in deaths of civilians in the terrorist activities.
Niti Aayog Vice Chairman Rajiv Kumar has said that the Indian economy will grow at 10% in 2021-22 in real terms. Rajiv Kumar added that growth will be in positive figures in the fourth quarter of 2021.
कि हमारी रिकवरी हुई है थर्ड क्वार्टर में और सेकंड क्वार्टर में भी, उससे आपने देखा होगा कि सारी एजेंसीज ने अपने जो पहले के अनुमान थे वो बेहतर बदले हैं और उनको बेहतर किया है। और मुझे 21-22 में जो है वो हमारी अर्थव्यवस्था की गति कम से कम 10% होगी रियल टर्म्स में, और उसके चलते मुझे लगता है कि 21-22 का साल समाप्त होते तक हम लोग ज़रूर प्री कोविड के स्तर पे पहुंच जाएंगे। और फिर जो इन दिनों में, इन कोविड के दिनों में जितने सुधार हम सरकार ने किए हैं, जितने रिफॉर्म्स किए हैं, उसके बिना पर, उसके बेसिस पर हम उसके बाद और तेज़ी से अपनी आर्थिक गति को आगे बढ़ाएंगे।
And now some good news from the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir. The local boys from areas such as Poonch, Mendar, Rajouri and Naushera are recruited into the Territorial Army and deployed at the villages bordering LOC in these districts. They carry out outreach to the civilians through Operation Sadbhavna. My colleague Nandita Dagar spoke to the soldiers and civilians at Galoti in Rajouri.
जहाँ पर मेरा खुद मदरसा है, वहाँ पे 70 से भी ज़ायद साल से सिर्फ एक ही घर हिंदू का है वहाँ पे। आज तक यानी उनको ये फील नहीं हुआ कि हम यहाँ पर अकेले बस रहे हैं या हमारे साथ ये दूसरे बसने वाले किसी अलग कम्युनिटी से। शादी में, किसी खुशी गमी में एक दूसरे में आना जाना हमारा जो है वो एक दूसरे के साथ लगातार जारी है।
जैसे बॉर्डर एरिया में जो दिक्कतें रहती हैं वो यहाँ पे भी रहती हैं। क्रॉस बॉर्डर जो शेलिंग है, फायरिंग है, वो जो हमारा नेबर कंट्री है उसकी तरफ से होता रहता है। उसमें कई बार लोग इंजर्ड वगैरह हो जाते हैं, तो उस मसले में उनको वहाँ से इवैक्यूएट करना, उनको मेडिकल एड प्रोवाइड करना, मेन इसी तरह की हमें ज़्यादा दिक्कत रहती है।
आर्मी वक्तन फ़वक्तन जो है वो जैसे स्पोर्ट्स हुआ, क्रिकेट के टूर्नामेंट्स वगैरह हुए, वो करवाती है और सद्भावना के तहत जो है आर्मी जो है प्रोग्राम्स करवाती है। और इसी तरीके से आर्मी अलग अलग जगहों पर जो है वो कैंप लगाती है, मेडिकल कैंप फ्री में लगाती है। तो हमारे साथ जो है आर्मी का जो है कम्बिनेशन जो है वो अच्छी तरीके से बना रहता है।
70% प्लस जो यहाँ पे वो वोटिंग हुई है।
बहुत बढ़िया, बहुत बढ़िया। किस इलाके में, कौन सा डिस्ट्रिक्ट?
डिस्ट्रिक्ट रजौरी में।
अच्छा।
तो मेरी कॉन्स्टिट्यूंसी मंजाकोट है। मैं यहाँ भी लोगों ने बढ़ चढ़ के हिस्सा लिया इसमें।
भारत माता की जय, भारत माता की जय, भारत माता की जय।
हम इसी इलाके के रहने वाले हैं, डिस्ट्रिक्ट पुंछ के हैं, तो दुश्मन का जो चैलेंज है इस इलाके के हिसाब से हम उससे बखूबी निपटना जानते हैं। यहाँ पे जैसे बॉर्डर एरिया है, सीज फायर वायलेशन होता रहता है और हम उसका भी मुंह तोड़ जवाब देते हैं।
लोकल रहने वाले दूसरे बॉर्डर इलाके के जो यहाँ की जनता है उनके साथ हमारा मेलजोल जो है बहुत बढ़िया है, अच्छा है। तो जैसे कोई इलाके में कुछ होता है, जैसे मतलब कुछ आतंकवाद आते हैं या कुछ अलग से कुछ करना चाहते हैं, तो हमें जो लोगों ने हम पे भरोसा है तो हमें जो कुछ है वो बता देते हैं।
These people have faced as civilians the shelling, bullets, other mortar shells of the Pakistani army which are fired across the LOC, and because they are very familiar with the people, the language, they enjoy the confidence of the local populace and help the army as a bridge between the local population and the army. With camera person Spriti Ranjan Mahapatra in Galoti in Rajouri, this is Nandita Dagar for DD News.
An attack on a temple on Wednesday in Pakistan has drawn all-round condemnation. Condemning the incident, Union Minority Affairs Minister Mukhtar Abbas Naqvi has said that government in Pakistan seems to be giving patronage to such elements there. The attack happened in northwestern town of Karak in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa province. Minister said that Pakistan is emerging out to be a centre of such atrocities against minorities in that country.
इंसानियत को शर्मसार करने वाली घटनाएं हैं और पाकिस्तान तो जिस तरह से वहाँ पर अल्पसंख्यकों के साथ जुल्म हो रहा है, अत्याचार हो रहा है, कत्लेआम हो रहा है, पाकिस्तान एक तरह से इस अत्याचारों का सेंटर सा बनता जा रहा है। और सबसे दुख की बात यह है कि वहाँ पर जो सरकारें होती हैं वो सरकारें जो है वो ऐसे जुल्म को चुपचाप जो है वो देखती भी रहती हैं और कहीं ना कहीं ऐसे लोगों को संरक्षण और कहीं ना कहीं प्रश्रय देती रहती हैं।
Well, after a very harsh and tough time in 2020, the world has ushered in 2021 with hope and spirit of optimism. New Zealand welcomed 2021 with its several cities hosting fireworks displays with only limited restrictions. These are the visuals from New Zealand. Ringing in New Year with spectacular visuals of breathtaking fireworks. And taking you to Australia. This is Australia. Australia also welcomed New Year with fireworks show and visuals from Sydney. Even when the limited restrictions were put in place, but well, that didn't really dampen the spirit there when it comes to fireworks. And this is what happened in Taiwan. People in Taiwan also welcome New Year with fireworks show. And as we wrap up this edition of News Night, the last edition of 2020 is wishing all the viewers of Doordarshan very happy New Year. And just a polite reminder, coming up next is our special programming Images on DD India and Parchaya on DD News. Well, a quick roundup of all that made news in 2020, news and newsmakers. And at 11 o'clock, don't forget to tune in with a very special programming put together by our team. Tejinder and Jyotika, my colleagues, will be joining you, and that's going to be at 11. You don't want to miss that. And once again, thank you very much for tuning in. Wishing you a very happy New Year. Namaskar.